Welcome to Neutral Voices. This is our Thursday night Voice of the People. And tonight we're going to have your voice heard. We're going to take some comments we found online, but we have this one particular comment, and it gives us a gambit of different points of view that we're going to discuss. And we're going to talk about this, and we're going to start every now and then. We're going to take comments from our viewers and people that follow us, and we're going to discuss what, because they have a good conversation in things that we would talk about. So we're going to analyze some of their conversation and share it with you. Our first conversation, this is from Alicia with Changemakers. Now, I'm going to set the story. The story is, last week there were two separate drug busts, two people arrested for drugs. One was an older white man and one was a middle-aged black man. And here's what she said. I see this all the time. Now you can see it. Check out the first article about the white man selling drugs in the comments. They give excuses for why he may have done it. It's funny, etc. Even though the news station reporting it shows the bias in the caption. Then check out the comments about the black man who was selling drugs. Let's play Spot the Difference. This is real in Fort Wayne. Now, again, I don't know if y'all are familiar with these cases. I know it was a homeless white man selling drugs, and the other one was a black man that ran a business. But in some of the comments, and we're going to look at some of the comments, and she's saying some of the comments are simply biased. The white man, in even the news article, portrayed him as, this is how the news article on Wayne TV said, court doc shows man selling drugs are his career and it knows that it's not right. It's his career and knows it's not right. So he's already knowing it's not right, but they're like, making it seem like, well, it's
okay. This is his career.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
Okay. I got a question. I'm listening to it. So you saying the news 15 said this is his career, and he knows he's
it's not right.
So she talking about the white guy.
Yes.
Okay. The white guy is homeless, right?
Right.
When have you ever seen a homeless drug dealer? Okay, let's go. Keep going.
That's a good point.
Next.
That's a
Go
good
ahead.
point. And the second one, Jill, you have the second one. What does the article say about the young black man?
So, and, this is a little bit different situation because in this case, it was more public because it was a business owner and then they raided his house. And you're talking about fentanyl, cocaine, cash, guns. So for the same perspective, some of the comments, which not just in this case, but in a lot of cases where it's a black gentleman or a black person, what a surprise. The owner of a Fort Wayne car lot was arrested after police raided the business and reportedly found fentanyl, cocaine, cash, and guns. That's the headline.
So they didn't explain what all they found on the white guy, did they?
Not in the headline.
Not in great details. Not in the headline.
So in the headlines, they didn't explain what they found on the homeless white guy.
Right.
But they explained what they found in the businessman
in detail.
in the headlines. Yeah. So I know you want to keep going, Clarence.
No, I'm going to.
This is kind of baffling to me right now, because at the end of the day, once again, when the hell you known for a drug dealer to be homeless? Second of all, why wouldn't you give all the details of this homeless drug dealer, all the things that he had, what all you got off of him? Mm-hmm. So let's make it. I know we're trying to compare apples, but I'm just looking at a scenario as they're making him look like he's a good guy.
And simple as how they worded it, they said his career,
right?
And he knew it was wrong.
They're making it look like
it's his career.
Yes.
Yeah, they're making it look like he was in survival mode and the other guy was in drug dealer mode. But how do you not know that the other gentleman wasn't doing it to provide for his family as well, or just But when you put this out, when the media puts this out, it's almost like bait, and it's the same people. It's the same people every single time.
Yeah. Well, and I'm gonna start off with
career homeless drug dealer.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. This is some under the white gentleman's comments. One of the first comments is, "This is crazy." LMFAO. Yeah. So what they're saying is they're having a jolly good time about this and then it's another one says, and now you also gave away his business model. Not everything needs to be made public. So you glorifying.
They don't want his business out, but they're happy that his business wasn't out there with all they got off of him.
Right.
But they probably glad that the black man, they telling all his business. Oh, we found this, we found that, and then trying to make one deeper than the other when they're both of them in the same water.
Well, do we know? I mean, from this information, do we know if this white man, since they say career, do we know if maybe he was starting a marijuana business? And maybe
there's
it's legal.
It's not legal in Indiana. So
yeah, that's why I'm saying. So was this Indiana or this was where was this located?
I did read the story. I looked in depth in the story. They didn't say the amount or whatever, but he was selling meth.
Yes.
They didn't give a quantity.
Yes.
They didn't give a an amount that was on him, as they say is what they were saying. But he was legitimately selling meth. There's no way they're going to legally sell meth.
But why are they saying? And I guess that's what why. Who is saying career? The media?
That's in the media headline.
That's
in the media
the journalist, how they report it.
Yeah.
How they report
so
it.
we know what this is. We don't even need to waste any more time.
He's selling meth, so he's making it. Because meth is not nothing that you just buy. You have to manufacture. So he was manufacturing meth. So that should make him man. I'm gonna leave it alone before.
Hold on, and before we get off of this, and we're gonna hear
because
about
I'm ready to spin the wheel.
We don't have the wheel tonight, Doctor.
I know.
But then we're gonna listen to some of the comments they had under the black. But this is another one. Maybe he needs food or help with rent. Can't make it on Social Security. Just my opinion. So you're gonna excuse. Maybe he needed food.
Yeah.
He could go apply for food stamps.
Yeah.
Rent. You can go to Wayne Township. You can go to Salvation Army.
Who doesn't need money for food and rent right now?
Right now. Rent and food and gas?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's okay, and I'm not going to say this, but I can go sell meth just to fill up my tank. Mm-hmm. I need help, right?
Right.
Am I wrong?
But you got to be homeless. You got to be homeless.
Now, who do you guys think is really the customer here for the meth? I mean, let's look at maybe they are, satisfying a certain community needs. It's a privilege.
It may be. It may be.
I'm just saying. So, who's buying meth?
Right.
I ain't buying meth. I don't know too many
and
black
so,
people buying meth.
I'm gonna tell you.
I don't know, and so that's why I'm saying. So maybe that's.
I'm finna tell you who buys meth, and take it how you want to. Just enjoy your night, America. White people. Mm-hmm. Meth is a white person's drug.
So maybe that's why it falls under careers.
And that's why it's so light.
That's why
it's a white collar crime.
No, it's not a white collar crime.
No, it's
literally a white person drug, and I'm not saying each drug is black or white, but
you know the common users.
Yeah, brothers ain't finna do no meth.
I'd like to know from the person that wrote the article, although we probably would never. But I would like to know their whole mindset in choosing to use the word career.
Right.
There. In that particular.
And I think it's important too to note, we laugh about this because it's comical, but meth and fentanyl, both of the things, very, very serious drugs that are both killing people. So we're not laughing at that. It's just the comedy of how the media portrays these two different people for remotely the same crime. So I did see another comment where, Ashley Freeman said media has been doing this forever. Mm-hmm. Just like when a white guy kills his entire family, it's mental illness. But when a black man kills anyone ever, it's because he was a thug or a criminal. Mm-hmm. Going on to say, in addition, the homeless guy also had a warrant. So there's a lot that they don't show in the headline that have nothing to do with being homeless or having a career.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I said. You see why I said spin the wheel?
Yeah, right. You're right, and we're gonna and we understand what you're saying, Doc V, and we to the heart of it. But my thing is that some of the comments, because you got to think of the skew, because how it's written, that also brings out the comments.
Yes.
And I saw one comment when the young black gentleman was good. Maybe you should check out other businesses on that side of town. Yeah.
Well, see, he who has the pen writes the story.
Yeah.
So once again, we got to stop letting everybody else write the story. You got to write your own story. It's just simple as that. We can't keep letting the media write stories and portraying the black community in a way that they really are not. And that's key. And we got to start writing our own stories.
And it's too bad, but I believe there is truth to this, that a lot of times we as I'll say a people of color are held to a standard of a certain person in the community. So it's like if this guy is caught, he's a business owner, he's selling drugs, then for the next couple years,
everybody that owns a business
you
that's
being
black.
looked at and you being sized up according to this person, to that, that person's lifestyle.
I believe that is true, but
Yeah.
on the same premise, should we look at every white person to see if they're selling drugs?
We have a different mindset. We don't do that. We give people the benefit of the doubt, according to the person, according to the character. So we're not quick to judge you based on the color of your skin and throw everybody with that complexion or that color in the same category. But I'm saying when that happens in our community, a lot of times that's how come black people, we fringe like, oh, Lord, were they black? Well, here we go. It's like another mark against us. So not only are we doing this or guilty of this crime, now you mean we sniping? Okay. We stealing kids?
Right.
Come on. Those types of things. And so, I hate when that happens because for a long time we're going to be sized up.
It is funny
that
that you say that, and we are going to move on because this arson. Me and E had said this when we heard about all this arson. we said
what y'all say. I hope they ain't black.
we didn't say we hope. We said black people don't just set stuff on fire.
And guess what?
Guess what?
My man went down and set Kroger's on fire.
Yeah.
I understand.
So we understand what you're saying.
certain
and I don't even
crimes-
say that anymore.
People are
because
people.
People are people, and
people.
things have
Yeah.
changed. So we doing some stuff.
Yeah, we doing some stuff. We doing
Yeah.
but I mean, when we do it, we get magnified 10 times worse.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they shining the light on us.
Ain't no shining the light.
I'm just saying they already shining the light. So when they catch you, or even think they caught you, they gonna blow that up.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Yeah, they're gonna make it. They're
Yeah.
gonna make it seem like.
And so
it's
we know
more
what this is, and
it
that's why I said so. As far as the media manipulating people's minds, we get it.
Yeah, the media makes up, and we forget too that it's innocent until proven guilty. But by the time the media gets a hold of it,
It's guilty
they are
until-
guilty until
they
social media
proves
has to
them
prove them
innocent.
innocent.
Well,
Yeah.
well, I agree with that to a point, but even before social media, I mean, even before major media, if they said a black person did a crime, they believe that black person did a crime. It's not. I think it's perpetuated and more exploited now because the masses can get into that. But Emmett Till, there was no social media when they said he raped this white woman, but this whole town got up in a frenzy
Right.
and killed this young man because of what they heard, and it was all because of who he was. And I think with some of these comments, once they see it, they don't need to know the story. But once they see the picture and say it's arrested, they are already forming their opinions. And like this person, like you said, Doc V, this person said they need to look at that side of town. It was not, his car lot was not on our side of town. It was out on Taylor Street.
Well, and his home, they gave his entire home
was a
address. And his home, I could walk to from
was
my
on
house.
Vance.
So it's like, and how often do you see where they give their complete address? Because if it was a white person, they would have said Northeast. They wouldn't have said blah, 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 Vance Avenue.
Well, you got to remember
They
he was
wouldn't have done it.
homeless. You got to remember the white guy's homeless.
So they couldn't give his
Right,
address.
true.
So they couldn't give him his
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So the same thing. So we were talking black and white, and I just want to say this because this came to my mind. These thoughts. This is crazy. I'm immediately seeing. I'm sorry. I have to say this. I'm immediately seeing Harvey Weinstein. Is that the Playboy Buddy? No.
No.
What's the guy name?
Um,
Playboy Buddy Mansion.
Who
Hugh
Hefner?
Hefner.
Hefner. I'm immediately seeing him, and then I'm seeing the contrast, R. Kelly.
R. Kelly.
And so I'm saying Playboy Bunny, ears, etc. And then, without the Playboy Bunny. So maybe R. Kelly should have called his the Playboy Mansion, the Black Playboy Mansion, and maybe he would have came off different. I'm just saying when you start looking at the way
You're telling the truth. You're telling the
because
truth.
that
right.
happened for a long time, and I know those girls weren't all of age.
None of them was.
I'm just saying.
He was
so
getting
you
them
start looking at that
15 and 16 years old.
This is what we deal with. This
Yeah.
is what's going on in the world. Sad but true.
It's sad but true. But and again, we thank Alicia, part of Change Makers. We're just trying to get these things out, and these are conversations we should have. That's what Neutral Voice is about. So we can have these conversations, what affecting our community and engaging our people. But we had a question posed by our own panel member, Mr. E. Fikes. And this is a legitimate question.
boy.
And
Like the rest of his art?
No.
Did you see
I'm
how
not.
Yeah.
Why do y'all always get double entendres when I
I'm
say?
just saying.
I'm just
That's
saying
how it
this
sounded.
particular question.
That's
right
media
here,
for you right there.
This
Yeah.
particular question right here is very profound.
Yes,
He's given more profound ones. I always give him his flowers, but this one is profound because we're talking about this. Do people know? I'm sorry. Do people know how to be honest? Better yet, do they know the meaning of honesty? Think about it. Honesty is like beauty right now. It's in the eye of the beholder. Even with business practices and things like that. I mean, even in commercials. You see these commercials and they sell you these things and then you go buy it or you try it and it's not what they say. I mean, and even your simple friends right now. How many people are truly, honest anymore? I mean, think about it. These scams. I mean, scams are popping up. I just got a call today. They trying to scam. They look at, I don't know how they got my number, but they threatening me and a person that I know. If I don't, because this person put me as a reference, I'm liable and they can put out a warrant if somebody don't contact them in the next so many hours and different
You
things.
going to jail.
Man, that's a
get me.
scam.
Well, and I think, too, on the other side of it, I have a hard time because it seems like this day and age, the older we get, and it seems like just the last few years recently, people are like, it's almost like I've had to sugarcoat things because people get so in their feelings. You cannot give, I'll use business, for example. Giving constructive criticism now is completely different for me giving it than it was when I gave it 10 years ago. So I feel like it's hard sometimes to be honest. It's hard to be forward and blunt because of what you're dealing with on the other end.
Wow.
For me, personally.
And I just want to comment to what Jill just said. This is amazing that you said that. You actually made me start having hot flashes. Listen, this is real. So what you just said, as a teacher, usually it's easy for me to write down the real comments about a student and send it home to that parent.
Feedback or something, yeah.
It's usually. But now even the parents are so sensitive if you even say anything close to the truth about their child that I actually wrote it and I am still carrying it in my purse.
Because you're afraid to present
Before
it.
I mail it, because I said, well, let me sleep on this for 24 hours, even though it's 100% truth and I can prove it. But parents are so sensitive. And so I don't have to worry about the child. Okay, she knows the truth.
Yeah, it is
but
what it is.
it's exactly what you just said. That's the world we're
And that's
living
kind
in.
of where we go with this
Yes.
first comment by Blanco Ace. He said, I blame the internet. In my opinion, people aren't held to the standards of being honest. Society is more concerned about perception. This is this is a some, but not all standpoint. Now, what he's saying, and I believe that, where you're saying that right now, we're not being held to the honor society. We'd rather you sugarcoat it, soft say it. You can't bluntly say it anymore, so you got to find a creative, sensitive way to say things. You know, you can't hurt people's feelings nowadays. And like Jill said, 10 years ago, like cracking. I don't know if y'all ever been in school and y'all cracked on people.
Jones,
however you want to call it.
Yeah.
You would say something and it would be cool and
Yeah,
everybody.
and it was funny.
But now kids are getting expelled for bullying and things like
That's
that.
Right.
And some of it used to be the truth. And you be honest.
Well, I
and
mean,
you can't-
and I don't get it. You know, your bullying thing. If that was the case, we all been kicked out of school.
yeah.
Man, I'd have never been in
You
school.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, at the lunch table, it was open season,
Yeah.
but everybody knew it was a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
And then some of the stuff you did say was the truth. It was honest, but it was a joke.
But it was a joke,
Yes.
right?
You know what I'm saying? And like I say, it's
is that
hard.
when you say the truth and then you say I'm just playing?
Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna say I'm just
I ain't
playing.
just
I'm just nailing you. I'm nailing you to the wall. Because guess
Yeah.
what? Guess what you trying to do to me? Nail me to the wall.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's just, but we had the same understanding. These are just jokes. It was some people that got a little sensitive.
Okay.
And the
But-
person who said that about the internet, I think that's so true.
It is
because,
true.
if you think about it, a lot of times when you used to have to be, you needed to be in someone's presence to speak to them. So if I'm having a conversation with you, I can almost tell that you're not telling the truth by the way you're looking at me, by your body language, because I'm not hiding behind a keyboard. I have to be who I really am in front of you.
Absolutely.
And there are so many people, so many times when somebody says something, let's say on social media or through email, I'm thinking to myself, if I was in the same room with you, there is absolutely no way that you would say that to me or him or anybody if we were in your presence.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the internet, it
Makes
has
people bold.
Yeah, it makes us just be whoever we want to be.
That's right.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
Camilla, she says that people are fake within themselves. They fake it to make it. So they're not honest with themselves. So how they're honest externally?
I agree. And I made a comment at the business brunch that I asked the question, do you like the image that you're showing more than your real self? So more than the real you. Do you like your image more? And some people, the truth is that person that's on Facebook, they like that person a lot more than their own self. And so, so when you start talking about being honest, that's the main thing. Can you be honest with yourself? First?
And that's Dr. V. Give me a high five.
Air five.
Because you know that was perfect. Because that was the thought process of that whole question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you be honest with yourself?
Yeah.
And people want to hide behind a certain image.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got time. That's too much work.
But you know
That's
what?
too
A lot of
much
times
work.
people don't want you to be yourself.
Well,
So watch this, E. This is what's crazy.
That's too
One
much
time I
work.
did probably a tea spill. I don't know. I was on the thing talking on Facebook doing a live, and I was keeping it real. Whatever I said, I didn't think I said anything deep. And so a guy reached out to me through the DM, sliding in my DM at midnight. But anyway, and he said, "No, Queen." He said, I don't want you to, film yourself and you're not happy and glowing and you're sexy. He said, I want you to always, be happy and have that smile glowing. I don't want you to ever be melancholy and I'm saying, I was having a real moment. Like, I said, wasn't I talking about business?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, yeah, but I just want you to always stay happy.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm gonna ask you a
don't get
question.
on my thing because
I have real problems.
I'm gonna ask
I'm
you a
just saying,
question.
why I can't be real?
When everybody is always happy.
Exactly. And here I'm talking about business and booth rental. I'm saying, why do I need to be sexy and happy?
But that goes with what Jill was saying and Blanco A said, a lot of times, and Camilla, a lot of times, and I think he spoke on this too, a lot of times we want to go with the perception or the persona.
That you think.
That I'm so used to seeing you at.
Yes.
So I don't ever want you to break my persona, not
That's
break
it.
character, break my persona
Yes.
or my thoughts of you. So, and that's where it is. We don't allow people to be honest
be
and real.
themselves. So
And
can they
even
handle
with
it?
themselves, But here's the last one. And we have Chip Clark. Chip was here.
Hey, Chip.
Hey, Chip, how you doing?
What up with your bro?
Chip off the
Chip
old
said,
block.
interesting thought. I think we are seldom honest as a whole, although we can consistently, for the most part, tell the truth.
Wait a minute. That
Th-
first
that-
part, you got
that's
to
a-
give me that again. I'm
that's a-
sorry.
I think we are seldomly honest as a whole, although we consistently, for the most part, tell the truth.
We are not seldom. See, that's that.
I wish Chip was here so we could talk about that.
Yeah, because
Seldomly
Chip.
honest, but
I need Chip. Yeah, Chip. I need you
Truthfully,
to
consistently.
Well, I can say this.
we consistently tell the truth.
I can say this. All right. Now,
but you're not living honestly. What? I don't know. I was going to get somewhere with that.
yeah, I'm gonna
Let's see what you
I'm gonna
think.
try to think in his, and I can't put words in his mouth, but I'm gonna try to interpret it in my opinion. Like, and I know it sounds silly or cliche-ish, but if you're in a relationship and we'll probably get this more than anybody else. Your relationship, the lady you're with asks you, does this dress make me look fat or whatever? How does it look? And instead of us telling her, it's a little small. What we do, hold on. I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying
I'm telling you the truth.
we'll
Don't put
tell
it
them
on.
we'll tell them something that's softer, like it look all right, but maybe if you
Wear the blue one.
Yeah.
Wear
Right,
the blue
there
one.
it is, Jill.
Yeah.
Put the other one on.
Yeah.
Not me.
What would you
Not
say?
me.
Put the other one on.
Nope. Try
You
again.
say, girl, you look,
Nope. Try again.
Well,
That don't look right.
Well-
Because you have.
look right.
Honestly, and if I had a significant other and we stepping out,
Yeah.
and I know,
You
it's
know
just
you looking good.
yeah. I know I'm gonna be fly because hey, I'm gonna check. Hey, check this out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I expect for you to be honest with me. If it doesn't look right, I need to try it again.
Okay.
Not like my daughter. If I walk out the house, them
Yeah,
shoes
what you
don't
got
match.
on.
Yeah, them shoes don't match the outfit.
Go
you got
back.
a pair of
My
such and
daughter does
such
that
upstairs. Go put them
That's
on.
it. That's
You know what
not
I'm
like
saying?
me.
Right.
So
I feel you.
if it was my woman, we finna step out. How you think this dress look? Not it. Try it again.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you don't want me to go out looking crazy.
Right.
So I'm not gonna let you go out looking crazy.
Yeah.
That's good.
But Chip, if
That's
you could
good.
elaborate, give us some insight, and we'll talk about this later. But I'm gonna tell you about I'm an honest person, and I was with somebody one time. I was with somebody one
Was
time.
that real?
I'm
No, I
saying.
was sneezing.
Yeah, I got
You
you.
know,
But they asked me. They put on this outfit, and they asked me. They said, "Does this dress make me look fat?" And my answer was yes.
Who was they?
But I had to tell them it's
He don't
because
want
you're
it.
pregnant. That's why I make you look fat. It still hurt their feelings because they were trying to wear that dress, but I was like, you're fat anyway because you're pregnant. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the honest part was that I told her the truth, but the sad part is sometimes they don't want you to be honest. They wanted you to tell them something different.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more comment on this. I want y'all to. And this one, I wrote this one. Okay, we conversating. I said, being honest will get you a lot further with people and in life. What y'all think about?
I don't think so.
so.
I don't believe so. Not in this world.
You know what, Clarence? I think, if I was dating a guy, or let's just say getting ready to date a guy and learning about this guy, and if he told me, listen, I just want you to know off the top, I'm not really ready for just one woman. I want to date around. I want to be able to hang out with different women. I would really appreciate hearing that, so then I would know I could do the same thing.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But I'm saying,
I feel what you said.
well,
Dr.
and I'm saying, but I would know how to maneuver this dude.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I would say, hey, this is a serious bachelorette here. And I know how to, bachelor.
Yeah.
And I'm a bachelorette. So I know how we can
Yeah.
move and groove.
But-
Instead of you sneaking and dodging and lying and saying, oh, I got something to do. I got to work.
Pimping.
Don't call the house because this. Yeah, I'd rather have that straight up
respect that.
100%.
I would like that too, but I think in this day and age, in this society, it's more of, like I say, the persona you can give will get you further. Think about all of our entertainers and our music and our things like that.
Yeah, but that's
It's-
kind of unfair. Let's talk about real life. Because
this is real
all
life.
of those people on stage.
But this
gotta
is real
have
life.
No, I mean, that's not-
because look at
that's
Young
not
Thug
my-
and Gunna. I mean, they
The
were
persona?
trying to keep the persona of the street life and all of this, and now they are facing real life issues and real life consequences. So I think
So you would rather for somebody to coddle you?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying in this world, it's better to perpetrate than to be the real you.
So the way I see it is I don't,
Okay.
and this comes for me with age and experience, and I appreciate honesty now. Looking back, like some of the most influential people in my life were people that told me like it was. So back then, I didn't value it. In fact, I was probably offended. But looking back now, the people who had the most impact on my life or that motivated me were those who were honest. And I don't think we value how important honesty is.
I agree. And that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Before we close out,
it
give us
matters.
your point of view, E.
Yeah.
I just told you. That's what I wrote. What I just read is what I wrote. I mean, being honest with somebody, being honest, period, will get you further with people and in life. So at the end of the day, it's time out to the hold that persona or the hold that image. Just be yourself and stop trying to cuddle and then when somebody find out you not this way, you like, well,
That's right.
If you blunt and upfront, tell the truth. I mean, everybody can't handle the truth, and I get that. Fine, but at the end of the day, they say the truth will set you free, right? The truth hurts, right? So, hey, sometimes you gotta hurt.
Yeah.
And you can only put on a false face for so long.
I was
so long.
just getting ready to say, because if you are perpetrating and you fake, eventually you're going to forget to be fake.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Absolutely.
honesty has power.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
And we want to thank everybody for joining us. And we had a great conversation. And we're periodically going to pick a topic or a few topics
Yeah.
that people have conversations and we're going to bring you in and we're going to have your conversation. So if we reach out to you and say we're going to use your post, you know, we're going to mention you and we're going to talk about things that's going on. But what I like about it is how we ended it with honesty. And I truly believe that honesty is the best policy. It will open doors and get you places. But as he said, you first got to be honest with yourself before it goes anywhere else.
100.
And we're going to ask you to come back and join us next week. We're going to have another topic. We're going to have more conversation. We're going to have a lot of fun. We thank you for those that have been, you know, staying with us throughout all the times. But as we leave you tonight, we always say,
Always protect your mind.
Thank you. Have a good night.